Hey, what's up guys? Tim here again. Got another paracord tutorial for you today. We're going back to the Sanctified actually. Doing a modified version of it. We're going to call this one the Twisted Ridge Sanctified. And that's not the official name, it's kind of something I coined it based on what was sent to me. So, quick story, this was a design by Tim, not me. Another Tim that reached out to me from the paracord community. He said he posted some photos of this on Facebook. People were asking for a tutorial. So yeah, he just sent me some photos, just basically of the finished product, and kind of explained how to do it. And it's actually very easy if you've already done the Sanctified. So Tim, thank you so much for sharing this with me. It's my pleasure to do this video tutorial. So it is just a modified Sanctified, and we've taken the extra working strands and kind of used those to create this ridge down the middle. Yeah, his version actually, and also we'll see if I can cut in some photos of what he did. The crosses here, these are actually crossed over. Kind of see that. I know because of the pattern I used, it's a little hard to see. But his crossovers are a bit wider, and he has a few more. Based on the amount of paracord I used, this is what I was able to produce. So in the measurements, I will make note of that on how much paracord you should use to get the desired effect. So if you have more of this color, you can do more of these crosses, but I kind of like what came out here, right? And also this one does get pretty thick, right? Because of all the additional weaving you're doing to it. So be sure to give yourself a little bit of extra space when you're doing your measurement. Otherwise it might be a little too small when you close it in. Might be a little too tight fitting. So just be aware of that. All right, so yeah, that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Alright, so I got my paracord set up. We're using the double cow stitch 2-strand core, right? As you can see there. Remember, if you don't know how to do the setup, I will link my dedicated tutorial for that in the description down below. So the only thing we have to do before we start off, I'm actually going to unhook this, and I've got my secondary color. We're using the silver diamonds for this, and this is the coyote brown, I believe. I'm going to take my fid and feed this strand through these two loops right here. So this is where we're starting to weave, so it's behind the 2 cow stitches. So let's just go through these two like so. And pull that through. And then let's make it nice and even. Like that. Then we can set back up on here. And now we're ready to start weaving our pattern. So for the first part, where it's mainly just the standard Sanctified. So let's do that. I'm always going to start with the main strands, the main weaving strands. And I'm going to do right. So under this right strand over the left. Like so, and then I'm going to do left, under the one on the left, and then over the one on the right. I'm always going to go right and then left, okay? So now from here, we're going to take the accent strand on the left. We're going to go underneath these 2 middle strands, through the middle, and then out through this loop here. Like that, and then do the same on this side. So accent strand through the bottom, and then we're going to go through the loop on the right here. Oh, and I did obviously put all the measurements for the paracord here, but just from what I was told by you know, the individual that advised me on this tutorial, we're using just about 1 extra foot. So if you're doing a regular Sanctified, you're using 1 extra foot of each color, and hopefully that should be enough. But anyways, as I'm blabbing on, I just tightened the 2 knots. Okay, and you want to kind of just always tighten these like little by little, and I'll get the best effect. Okay, so that's the knot. Let's do that one more time, a little more speed. Let's go right, under and through, left, under, over, like so. Then we're going to take the left accent underneath and through this loop. Then right strand underneath and through this loop here. And then we tighten. And that's it. So, love the Sanctified. This one's actually really, I always find this pattern really fun to do. And and make sure you tighten the slack out of this accent strand, and we'll get a little sloppy back there. So as you go, give it a little tug upwards like that. Tug on the side. Okay. So continue weaving this pattern all the way down your bracelet. I'm praying to the paracord gods that I have enough paracord, because it would suck to do all this and not have enough. But anyways, that's my problem, not yours. So just to quickly do one more knot. And there we go. So these, like these sections here, yeah, they get a little bit of slack on them. You don't tighten them up properly. So make sure you do that. All right, so continue doing that all the way down to the end. And then we will move on to the secondary part. Okay, so I've woven my whole length of my bracelet, got down to the end, didn't actually need some fids, but now we will. So we have our excess strands here. To form these, we're going to form that center twisted ridge first. I've got a fid on one side here. So now we're going to pass it through this little gap here. So here's a space here. I'm going to pull that through. Like so. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Got another fid. We're going to go through that same gap, just right here, go through the middle. All right, so now, I'm actually probably going to put this back on my jig. It'll be a lot easier. That's we're basically just going to twist the cords like this, and we're going to hold it down, twist it all the way and go through this gap here. Okay, so let me set back up on my jig for a sec. All right, set back up on the jig. We have our two ridge strands here. So now all we're going to do is start kind of twisting them like so. And obviously there's nothing holding them down, but you're just going to create this twist and go all the way down your strand. And then we're just going to secure it through the other end, right? So this will be a little tricky if you don't have a jig, but maybe you have a friend who can just hold the bracelet for you. Anyways, so just do this, right? It's very simple. Continue twisting it all the way down. Now you can, depending on how many twists you put in it, they'll change the look of it. So just be aware of that. But I'm just going to do this twisted by hand. I think I like this kind of pattern here and try to maintain that throughout. Okay, so do this all the way down, and then we can secure it through the other end the exact same way like we did this. Okay, so there's my ridge, and I've come down to the end here. Now I'm just going to pass it through this little gap here with my fid still on. So let's put that through there. And let's do the other one. Right, just like that. Okay, so now that looks pretty good. Now we can work on these strands. So just leave these where they are. You know what, let's actually figure out what we want to do with these. So these are both passed through here. I think I'll just secure them underneath these two loops here. Let's try that for now. So I'm just going to put this one under here. Okay, that looks like it's good. That way our melted ends Don't end up just being right there to contact your skin or whatnot. It's gonna do the same thing on this side here. Okay. There we go. That's not too bad at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Now, I'm gonna remove my fids. And we're going to work on these strands. So now for the accents, for those crisscrosses. Based on what I have left, I probably won't be able to make that many X's. So I will make a note of that earlier in the video with the measurement. So let's see how many we can do. So I think I want to start here. You can actually leave the bracelet like this too if you want. This will be kind of loose, but if you make it tight enough, put enough tension on it, it'll stay there. This is a pretty cool look. Anyways, let's get on with it. Now I got my fit on this one. I'm gonna go through, let's see. Let's try to do our first one right here. Yeah. So I'm gonna go through the back here, and it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but you're just kind of going through the middle, like right there. Okay, just to the side of it. So you're gonna go through like this, pull the paracord through, and then you can go kind of like you want to cross it over there. So then go through like here. And again, I'm just going to one side of it, right? Let's pull that through. So that secures it down. There's one. Let's see if we can do the other one. So depending on how kind of wide you want these crosses, let's see where this one goes. Let's go through the same, roughly the same area. Like right here. I'm gonna bring that through. And then we can cross over to about here. It's pretty much wherever you can fit the fid through, right? So there you go. See, my crosses are a lot smaller. In the example that was sent to me, I believe Tim, not me, Tim, but the other Tim, he went through like from say here to here, so the X was a lot wider. I kind of like this smaller X though when playing with it, so I'm going to do that. But feel free to, play around and experiment with it however you like. But I can probably do, based on the amount of paracord, I'm just estimating, maybe like one here. I'm going to try to space them out as evenly as possible, and hopefully there's enough paracord. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and you just do the same thing. See, now we're back on this side. Now just find your next spot, and do the same thing. So again, this is mostly estimation. Oh, well, we had 3 here, so let's do 3, and we'll go here. Hopefully that works out. But yeah, same thing. So just kind of work your fid through to the other side, pull it through like this, and then go through one here and do that. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. Oh man, I may not have enough. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. I'll probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5. We'll see how it goes. Right, so just do what works for you based on the look you want, and yeah, we'll be done after that. Okay, so last step. I did have to end up using the hemostats to get this last little crisscross in because I ran out of paracord. So I ended up using the hemostats here. And to finish it off, you could slip and melt it here, but to not risk this contacting your skin, let's try this. I'm going to use my hemostats again. I'm just going to go through the same area where I fed these guys through. This might be a bit of a struggle, but I'm just going to get this through here. And see if we can pull this through. There we go. It's not too bad. So now we have all our working cords, our end strands coming through here. We can snip and melt it there. I'm just going to do the same for this one, but I'll save you the hassle of watching me struggle with that. So this cord goes through here, and then we snip and melt. And I was able to get in 1, 2, 3, 5 of these little ridges or crisscrosses. Okay, so I'm just going to snip and melt that, and we'll be done. All right, there we have it. I'm done. So got the excess paracord snipped off. It's nice and out of the way there. I'm not going to irritate skin. And this has been the modified sanctified. Well, what are we calling this one? It is a modified sanctified, but we're going to go with the twisted ridge sanctified. I think that sounds pretty cool. And special thanks to Tim, not me, Tim, the other Tim, who sent me photos of his creation here, and it kind of explained what to do. So I always appreciate that when you guys reach out from the community and propose these little ideas to me. That's what I love so much about this community. All right. Guys, remember, if you're looking for paracord and whatnot that I use in the video, check out those affiliate links down below, because when you shop through those, you are helping out this channel greatly, and I always appreciate that. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.